Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. And today I'm gonna mainly do the update today on Joaninha, but I'm just gonna quickly mention Veronica because it's still affecting obviously the western coast of Australia. And what it's doing at the moment, it's still stalled over the coastline, and that's gonna bring copious amounts of rain. And then overnight tonight, and then into tomorrow in my time, but in Australia time, like throughout the day, it's gonna be moving out towards the west, and then it's gonna go out at sea, and then it's just going to dissipate. So that's quickly it on Veronica. But if we look at Georgina, and it looks like it's going to make landfall on Rodrigues later on tonight. Um, it looks like it could bring hurricane force winds. It could definitely bring Category 1 to Category 2 winds on the island of Rodrigues, and in the HWRF is making landfall on Rodrigues, like a direct landfall. So we're gonna have to see about that because Rodrigues is a very small island and it could easily miss the landfall. But to get the strongest winds, you don't have to hit the eye. Like if you just graze the eye, then obviously you're gonna get the worst of the winds because towards the edge of the eye, that's where the eye wall is, and especially the northeastern eye wall is the strongest part of like a cyclone or a hurricane or a typhoon. So if it just grazes the eastern side, which it looks like it could, then it looks like it's gonna face the brunt of Joaninha here. So as we go on throughout tonight and then into Monday morning, it's starting to slowly move towards Rodrigues, and then it looks like it could make landfall. It's a pretty strong cyclone, potentially Category 2 or 3, it looks like, and it could intensify further as we go on into Tuesday and Wednesday, and then as we go on into Wednesday morning, it's still showing it intensifying and like it could, but as the fever goes down, it's gonna get cooler because as I'm going to show you the sea surface temperatures as I go in the video, the sea surface temperatures are going to cool down, but at this point it should be warm enough. But as it goes down, it's going to lose its heat source, and then it's just going to slowly dissipate, because it won't have the heat content to supply the energy to intensify the cyclone. Then obviously as we go on into Friday morning, it starts to exit out, and then at this stage it's going to start to dissipate as the cooler waters. And then apart from that, there's something else to really talk about on the latest GFS run. As I'm going to show you here, the HWRF is making the landfall as I'm going to show you. So as I go on into Sunday evening and then into Monday morning, you can see Rodrigues is entering the frame here towards the bottom. And then as we go on into Monday evening and then into Monday night, you can see Rodrigues there in the eye, and that is a direct landfall. But if it hits, just say around here, just say it's going to get the worst of the winds, because as I just mentioned previously, the northeastern eye wall is the most devastating part of a cyclone. It's to do with the momentum. So it could easily just miss the eye, and then it could just go in eastern eye wall. So if you're in Rodrigues, you're going to have to prepare now, because it looks like it's going to come in the next 12 to 18 hours. So I would prepare, because you're going to get especially as it exits out, you're going to get the onshore wind, and then it's going to bring in storm surge. And then as we go on, it's still going to get hurricane force winds as it exits out, and then it goes into the northern eye wall, and then it looks like it could even still get tropical storm force winds on Tuesday. And then as we're going into Wednesday and then into Thursday, it's still pretty strong. And then as we're going into Friday, it just starts to lose its act, and then it just starts to get more ragged, and it starts to lose its supply and moisture and heat source. So then it starts to dissipate and weaken. If we look at the temperature and anomaly charts here, for the majority of the Madagascar and towards the Indian Ocean, and where Rodrigues is, the sea surface temperatures are well above average. We'll look at it 2 to 3.6 degrees above average. So that's pretty warm, because at this stage it should be a lot cooler than this, but at the moment it's above average. And if we look at the sea surface temperature anomalies, so where Rodrigues is around here, the sea surface temperatures are between 29 to maybe 30 degrees, but most likely 29. So it's well more than enough to support cyclone development. And remember, for cyclones and typhoons to develop, you only need 26 degrees for them to develop. So there's plenty of heat source for it to develop, and then obviously when it gets to around here, it's going to start to lose its supply and heat source from the sea. So it's going to start to weaken as it goes further down. If we look at the model track guidance, so this is the GFS, the NavGem, and the GM. I would focus on the GFS because these two like models aren't the best at predicting where where like systems go. They're not that good at forecasting tracks and intensities, but you can't like rule them out at all because they're still models. So you kind of say, right, if it's not that good at forecasting, then don't focus on it. If it's shown it, it's still an option. But in like the next few days, it's pretty good agreement. I don't know what the GEM's doing. It's just well off, and then as we go on, it's just getting more uncertain because the wider the spread, the more uncertainty there is. Then, if we look at the intensity here from the J2WC, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. So this red outline here is the tropical storm force winds, and the pink or purple is the hurricane force winds. And here, like it looks like there's gonna be hurricane force winds, all the way towards the end of the run, towards the 18Z on the 29th. And if we look here, it's going to get like even more intense. So on the 26th, it looks like it's going to peak here at 110 knots, which is pretty impressive. Which is basically towards a cat like a high end cat 3, so it's like cat 3 with that. But I could say get stronger than that. Then obviously the gusts are way higher. But if it's got time to intensify, like which it does, it could get even more intense than this. And I wish I could show you the how the system looks, but I've been trying to get to get the floater up, and it's it's saying error at the moment, so I can't really get it up. But I did I did say it earlier on, and it did look quite impressive, but it didn't have obviously the eye features and that, but it did have good inflow and a good outflow boundary, and that's a good sign that of it, that it's like strengthening, and like it shows signs that it's like pulling in the moisture, and then it's kind of a breathing thing, so it's breathing in and then it's breathing out, that's how you look at it really. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, turn on the notification so you don't miss another upload. And as I've said in throughout the video, if you're in Rodrigues, I would start to prepare now and start to evacuate if you can, and get all the supplies, and just get prepared for the system, because it could have a hell of a punch. So yeah, guys, if you're on Rodrigues, stay safe. And I'm gonna do an update tomorrow, and I don't know if I'll do a live stream, but I could do a live stream, and if I do, I'm gonna tell you near at the time, but it'll most likely be in just a regular upload. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just please like, subscribe, and I'll see you more. And well, I will see you tomorrow.